welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Shay and I am a full-time reseller on the Poshmark app, and I do lots of thrift-related content as well as fashion and music. And if you're into those things, subscribe, and I'm gonna go ahead and get right into today's video, which is going to be a little bit different. I'm gonna share with you guys some tips on how to stay productive when working from home. As a result of the COVID-19 problem that we have going on right now, a lot of people have found themselves working from home suddenly, and as somebody who has been working from home for over a year now, I thought it might be helpful to share some of my tips to help you guys stay productive and to kind of get you out of the rut of pajamas and scrolling through your phone. Because let's be real, guys, that's what most of us are probably doing in our off time right now. So I'm going to start with the first one, which is going to be set an alarm. Set an alarm on your phone or on your clock, and when you set it, actually get up when it goes off. So I am guilty of this in the past, and it's really easy to do. Set like 2 or 3 alarms and just kind of ignore them because where do you have to be? But it's really important to kind of set a schedule for yourself when working from home to make sure that you get everything done and that you kind of keep your body in sort of a flow where you get up and do the same thing every day. It really helps. And the next tip is going to be get dressed. So getting dressed is really important. Staying in your pajamas all day, it sounds like a fun idea at first, but it really is like demotivating. And if you can get up every day and try to change your clothes, even if you're changing into like another pair of pajamas, like if you really want to, or something that's loungewear, try to change from one thing to another so that your brain kind of feels like, okay, we're doing a new thing now. So, and another thing that you can do is to put on makeup. I personally don't wear a lot of makeup. Even when I used to work a regular job, I hardly ever wore any. So for me, that's not something that's very big, but for people who normally wear makeup every day, it's really important to stay on task with that sort of a routine. It really helps a lot of people get motivated and to stay, going. The next tip is going to be eating breakfast. So really, no matter what time you get up, you should be eating something because that's the first meal of your day. No matter what time it is going to give you energy and wake your brain up so that you're ready to go. So for me, it's really important. I try to get up in the morning, I get dressed, I try to get something semi-healthy or healthy depending on what my groceries look like, and I try to eat something while I'm kind of like scrolling through emails or something like that, so I'm not wasting that time. But also, it's very important if you have a family or if you are the kind of person that needs to set up kind of like boundaries for yourself so you don't end up scrolling through Facebook. Go ahead and sit at the table, sit at whatever sort of countertop you have, and take that time just to eat breakfast so that you are kind of motivated and ready for the day. And next is going to be to make yourself a list. So for me, I work really well with lists. If you make yourself a list of things that you'd like to get done, a list of goals, and a list of things that you need to get done, you prioritize, obviously, the things that you need to get done no matter what. You start with those, and then you kind of work your way down the list. Sometimes you don't get to everything on the list, but it's still really important, and it helps you kind of like visualize what needs to be done so that you can kind of stay more on task. I am very goal-oriented, and that helps me a lot. The next is going to be to create a space that you can work in with minimal distractions. So for me, for a long time, I didn't have a desk where we're living right now, and so I would sit on my couch or in the chair or sometimes on my bed and try to do work, and it's kind of distracting, it's a little too comfortable sometimes, and it's very hard to get things done that way. So I actually made myself a little corner desk just out of some wood that I had outside. If you guys have just like a kitchen table, or you have a table that you can move into another room, maybe a spare room or an office space, if you already have one, that's awesome. But I find that it's very easy to get off task if you don't set up that kind of a space for yourself. And if you're somebody who doesn't have that kind of a space, I think that it's really important to kind of create one, even if it's like a TV dinner tray or something like that. It kind of like gives you a space to work on and makes it easier to focus. The next thing that helps me a lot is to give myself a time limit to do the tasks that I want to get done. So for me, I do a lot of things that are related to reselling and Poshmark. So for me, something that would be a good example would be to say I have a bag of clothes that I thrifted, and I would need to get them measured and then get them photographed so that I can then list them. So what I try to do is I try to give myself a time limit for how long I want to take to measure my items, how long I want to take to photograph my items, and then how long or how many items I want to actually list. So I try to give myself like an hour to an hour and a half to do each of those tasks, and that really helps me to kind of work to get those done faster so that I can then work on the next project. And then my last tip is to not feel guilty if you don't finish your lists. Don't feel guilty if you just didn't get to it today. Don't be too hard on yourself, because this is a learning curve and everybody's lives are kind of upside down right now. And I know that a lot of people are dealing with depression and anxiety as a result of just not being able to do your normal tasks, not being able to see your friends and your family. And it's a really tough time, and I just want you to know that you're not alone and everybody's going through the same kind of things. If you feel lonely, you can always reach out. Go ahead and comment down below. You can follow me on Instagram. You can DM me there, and I will try my best to help you guys through this. And you know, everybody is just trying their best right now, and so don't be hard on yourself, because it's normal to feel this way in this sort of uncertain situation. So I hope you guys found this helpful. I know that this is kind of a random video for my channel, and this is sort of a weird setup because I'm actually in my like downstairs living room right now. So it's dark today because it's rainy. But I thought that it was important to kind of share with you guys sort of the things that I do. If you liked it, go ahead and like it down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!